This episode of the Devinwade Show is brought to you by Ace the Engineer, the only other audio engineer I trust to mix the Devinwade Show. If you want your stuff to sound professional, make sure to hit up Ace the Engineer, unless he's with like Beyonce or Patti LaBelle or some shit like that at the moment. Follow Ace the Engineer on IG at Ace the Engineer.
Ben Simmons, you bum piece of shit. A waste of fucking money. You got 5 points. You's a fucking bum. Get the fuck out of my city, you piece of shit. Shut up. Fuck you, pussy.
Be locked in all year.
Fuck Ben Simmons. And fuck that little bitch ass motherfucker back there too.
I should put 4 Giottos on the crown and lift it up. I just put carrot cake all on my watch and lit it up. My nigga Aaron told me fuck them niggas. You did enough. Ain't wanna cut my wrist despite the arm I carry in the tub. Don't wanna bury all my family for they get to live it up. I just put 30 hours on the court. You still ain't pick me up. We just put 30 on a nigga head. Nigga give it up. She say she finna cheat. Bitch go ahead cause I don't give a fuck. I'm finna get another bag for the bag. I ain't blue through. Bitch, I'm still connected to the blues. No Bluetooth. In and out the trap, no cap. I knew you. You been trying to play with my emotions, no rule. You know, changing different colors. We live fresher by the freezer. There's no readers. Ain't no guarantee. So I get another bag for the bag. I ain't blue through. Bitch, I'm still connected to the blues. No Bluetooth. 13 on it, put a nigga on stilts. Imagine that, you round making blue. You feel like you will, yeah. New house, nigga, we came fresh about the field. No deal, if you know we down, you know when it's real, yeah. I need Lamborghini, all black, no bell shit. Brody beat the charge and brought a charger, no bell shit. And I'm still down with all the niggas I fell with. Teacher used to fail shit, we breaking mail shit. I need to get another bag for the bag. I ain't blue through, bitch, I'm still connected to the blues. No Bluetooth, in and out the trap, no cap. I knew you, you been trying to play with my emotions, no fool. You know,
DJ Chelsea Lee.
I like that, John.
Me too.
Yeah, that was hard.
Hey, what up, though? Welcome to another episode of the Devinwade Show. I am your DJ, Chelsea Lee, and I'm going to send you over to the host, Mr. Raw Diggity Dog DevNasty.
What up, what up, what up? It is Mr. Raw Diggity Dog, but I can do that now because I got a girl and, you know what I'm saying, I'm not catching nothing. But you are tuned into another episode of the Devinwade Show. I am the host, DevWade, a.k.a. Dangerous DevNasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mom Out, a.k.a. Choke Your Motherfucking Pop Out. And today a lot of people are angry. They're very, very angry in our community, in our area. The sports fans are
a lot of communities.
Yeah, they're pissed off. And people do a lot of crazy things. Today we're going to be talking about crazy fans and crazy fan situations here in Philadelphia and abroad. But before we get into this, and I announced the guest that you guys have probably already seen, you know, that has gone viral with his words for Ben Simmons. Before we get into that, I'm going to go all the way to my far left. He is Puerto Rico's own, Camden's own, the Thurman Street Pumper himself, Porter Rich is in the building.
Yo, what up with the people? We here.
Brrr, how you do it?
No gunshots today. We keep it. Listen, you already said the fans is crazy enough today.
No shootings.
We ain't listen. I knew we was gonna talk to my man. I said, yo, leave all that shit at the crib.
Hopefully he ain't bring no gun.
Hot over this playoff shit. We gonna keep it regular.
All right, cool. Well, to the right of him, we have in the pink blazer, like, yo, she really doing it right now. Like, she got the Jake the Snake Roberts boots on and everything.
Heavy.
Yo, I mean, the outfit is crazy. Of course it is Wet Mittler, aka Wet the Hitman Heart. And you really wet the Hitman Heart with the pink on.
Pink on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Wetty Crocker herself, Waleska D, aka Wally Water Kingdom. In the building.
Hello, beautiful people. Kisses to all of y'all.
And she got the Pocahontas.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Kiara for hooking me up. You already know.
Got the double joints and everything. And of course, always in conjunction with Wally Water Kingdom is Horny Park. Before we introduce the special guest, Chelsea Lee, can we get a moan on 3? Or no, on 1. 3. I do always fuck this up. All right, 3, 2, 1.
The infamous.
She's back.
The infamous.
I had a cough drop in between scenes.
Right, the infamous.
So, the guest that we're bringing on right now, Ben Simmons, obviously, there's some issues with this player. I'm not a basketball guy at all. I don't watch basketball, and I'm terrible. I'm worse than Ben Simmons. I'll make this clear. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was Ben Simmons.
I don't know if you was worse than his performance that night, though.
Oh, wow.
And
And
that's what a lot, like, we'll get into. His
And he's
performance
played-
that night, really, they say really stunk
And
it
they
up.
said we scored like the same amount of points, which is really
That's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, that's super wild. But if you've heard anybody call somebody a crumb bum, I'ma just hand it off to this man, the angry fan himself, Dave Fortune.
Philly.
What up,
Philly,
what up,
Philly,
what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? My blood pressure down a little bit today, so I gotta rev it back up. But listen, he had me there, man. I like that raw emotion coming out of the arena. It's like you can't beat that. You can't match that. So
I mean, you was real volatile though, Dave. Like, what was okay, the man played, maybe he played his heart out. Maybe that was the best he got. What was the real issue there, man?
the man was scared. What are we talking about?
Okay.
He played like a, pardon my French, like a bitch. It is what it is. And this has been going on for a couple years in the playoffs. Ben Simmons got a mental issue in his head.
All right.
But the bright lights, you can't do that, man. You're making too much money. Come on.
So now this is the thing with the crazy fans. You called him a crumb bum. What?
A crumb bum piece of shit.
So you called this man a crumb bum piece of shit. This clip has gone super viral where I saw it everywhere. And this is the bad part about it. As people are sending this clip to me, I didn't even look at the joint. And finally, it's sent to another one of my group chats. I look at it and I said, this is fucking Dave. I know Dave for dumb years. For some of y'all that know that I was a party promoter in Philadelphia, Dave and his crew is actually the guys that kind of groomed me and taught me how to throw parties and everything like that. And we threw events for crazy years. So It was wild that it just so happened to be this dude. And for people that know Dave, most of the time, he's kind of like calm and chill. But that performance from Ben really put you in your bag that night.
Absolutely. And if anybody who knows me, watch my social media, they know that was PG-13.
Yeah, when it comes
I get there when it comes to Philadelphia sports.
Right.
Like, come September, I'm going to be back in my bag again for the Eagles.
Right.
So it is what it is. I mean,
And that, to me, it was just crazy because it's just been so much fan stuff going on, right? Before I seen your joint, of course we seen Sons in 4.
Yeah.
We seen that one with the white guy in Phoenix
yeah.
where two
that was
guys,
a bad joint right there.
Right. Two guys,
that was bad.
The
fact that Bull was in Denver and did it. He bodied Bull in Denver.
Yeah.
Right.
He was a away team.
Oh, he was in Denver with
It was
the
in
Phoenix shit
Denver.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was surrounded by the ops.
So it was the Denver fans that was mad that he was supporting his squad the way he was supporting it. And they
Bull
tried to get
sneak him.
aggressive.
The
And
Bull
he
tried to sneak him.
He turned up on him. So you got to listen, he turned up on him. But what I really want to get to, because it's just the craziness and the passion for the game. Because it's like you said, some of these players are being paid millions of dollars, right? For your salary a year. Your salary comes from a lot of these ticket seats that guys like you, Dave, purchase and come out to support.
Yeah.
You're a fan. You're coming out to support. You buying seats. You're paying good money for a seat to be able to go personally, take your family, and go see this game. So I get it. It's crazy. It's hard for me because I don't just like me. I like sports, but I'm like a playoff fan. I tune in around the playoffs, Super Bowl shit like that.
Yeah, you're a cherry picker. That's me.
No, I got teams and shit. I'm just not loyal to the whole season. I come at the end and like the most important part.
Loyal to the whole season.
and do shit like that. But I can understand, and maybe that's why I'm not like a full-blooded fan, because I would be hot. I've watched games and see certain little shit that'll make you hot. You just ready to turn off the
That's
game.
why I don't bet on sports. I can't, because that right there, imagine putting down some bread on that. And the Bull choking like that. Like,
oh no, you was going to fuck somebody else up that night. Somebody else walked by and was like, "Shut up!" When you was like,
hey, real talk, when that shit happened, and you see the video when I said, "Fuck you, pussy,"
Yeah.
I had to pause. Because I had to make sure I was on my game, because the bull could have ran back up on me.
Absolutely.
So
Especially in Philly.
I'm like,
And you were so hot, and that's how you know it's passion, because you were so hot, you bounced right back with fighting words. You said, "Shut up, pussy."
Yeah.
Like, what's up? Like, and to me, I'm just like, oh, my man really like mad. You demanded a fucking relocation for Ben Simmons. He said, he was like, no, this motherfucker got to leave Philly tonight.
Yeah, you told him to get out of your city.
I thought a fucking jet and went somewhere like a Fritz Verrier or something like that.
Let me ask you real quick, because I'm playing like devil's advocate in this situation. Now, I know like we all at the end of the day are regular people. Mm-hmm. Ben Simmons, Devinwade, even though he can't play as good as you, we all bleed the same. We all got the same emotions. You would think so if you're mentally healthy. I mean, you say he's not mentally there, but let's just say if we all assume that. We all have bad days, regardless if you're getting paid $1 million or your salary is $20,000 for the year. Yeah. Now I understand as fans, because I remember, the Eagles make it so far every time and we're all like rooting for them. And then when they don't make it, we as fans and the outside people, we have so much to say and judge other people, because from the outside, it looks like, oh, you get paid this much. You have all these trainers. You do this, you do that. Why can't it just happen? Or why can't you just perform when it's important to perform? But we don't know if, the news he got that morning, like we don't know his personal life. So I know it's easier for us to get angry and to put this thing out there. I know if I was him, I would feel like shit, regardless of what other people say, because I did not perform and I choked up.
Right.
Now it comes to, I know I didn't perform, then I go on social media, and
And
now
there go
I
Dave.
see all this other shit.
This nigga.
You put yourself in the position because you are a famous athlete, so you can't help it. But we just seen, I can't think of her name, the tennis player who stopped playing in the Olympics because she couldn't take all that other stuff from people talking about her. So I just look at it like both ways. Like, yeah, we want our team to get there, but at what point do we just like beat people the fuck up so bad where we could be causing them more mental stress when they could be doing their best, or they had a bad day when we don't know what really happens behind the scenes with them on a day-to-day basis. He could have got the worst news that day, or he could have just like came down. Like, we don't know.
Yeah. He could have got the worst news for the last 2 years, because obviously people been saying that he's scared to shoot.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is they've been saying that he hasn't been performing. So I'm not.
I'm just saying in general, but not just about him.
Right. So I think in this situation with Philly, they say this thing called trust the process. They're always talking about like it's going to this thing is going to work itself out. But when they don't see it working out and the fans buy into all of this stuff and they're paying these overpriced tickets, because that's one of the things that upsets people the most is they're overpriced tickets. They get their hopes up on this stuff, and obviously these players demand a certain amount. Like they've negotiated,
like they're going to perform.
They was giving away tickets a couple years ago when during the process. They was giving away tickets, $12 tickets.
But my thing that I want to chime in on, like what Chelsea said, is like my thing on this, and I get what you're saying, because we human and people, I guess we got to be mindful of being rude and being things of that nature. But at the same time, we also got to be mindful of what we sign up for. What we sign up for in business, and knowing what's business. When you're getting paid for something, or whether it's short-term, long-term, shit like that, it's business. And Ben Simmons signed up to be a NBA All-Star player. And on a lot of days, you portray yourself as an all-star NBA guard. This is what you portray to the people when you on Instagram posting these monster pictures when you have your good days and your good games. So at the end of the day, and I get what Chelsea's saying, because we've had superstars who've had bad games. But for the most part, to be honest, at that amount of money that you being paid for, you're being paid to perform. It's almost like Devinwade. Devinwade is a magnificent drawer, right? He draws. He can draw Wally right now in a certain amount of time. It'll look just like fucking Wally with a fucking pencil, right? It's an amazing skill. Where if we take Dev and sat him on a stage on a big fucking prompter
arena.
And a big fucking joint, people will come pay to see that shit if they know how amazing he is and what he could do. So, and guess what? If people come out one night and because of Dev's shit that he got going on, his personal life,
I do draw some bullshit.
He fails at business. He fails at business and doesn't deliver business-wise and come on his screen and draw some chicken scratch and some bullshit. He got to deal with everything that come with that.
Yeah, I mentioned that because I do believe that he's famous. He puts himself in that position. He has to deal with it.
It's like a flip side to it.
It's a flip side, too, because we... You know, like these kids come out of high school or college and they go play NFL. And I watch, you know, when they have the, what do you call it?
The draft?
The draft.
Yeah,
And they put so much pressure on these guys before they even start playing. Oh, he's going to be this. He's going to be that. He's going to be that. You go on the sports center, you see all this stuff. You have all this pressure mentally, physically. And then maybe you won't perform up to that because you just went from being this big-ass celebrity in your hometown or your college.
Right.
And then you come into this other whole network and you got to perform up to the level that people expect you to, and I think it can be a mind fuck sometimes.
No, you're 1,000% right in the whole thing when it comes to that. It's just that it's just like being a performer, right? We come to do the Devinwade Show. If people take out the time to tune in and watch the show, they don't want to see us on here doing a lazy job. The cameras is off. You know, there's no effort. So what I think people was mad about in him with Ben Simmons is not just losing, it's that there was no effort. So it's like he's right there next to the basket, and then he'll just throw the ball to somebody else.
He was scared. He was scared because they said he was scared. They said because you know I tap into all the resources and find out the information. He had already missed all these foul shots. So they said, and it made sense what they said. And Dave, you could chime in on this because you were
supposed to be a poster. You had Trae Young, the bull who been cooking y'all for the whole series.
Right
there.
Could have
That's a poster.
And he
passed
That's a poster.
It.
And he passed it.
And it's not even the fact that he didn't shoot. He passed it.
Right.
Out. You can go 0 for 40. At least you shooting.
Right.
Shoot the ball.
Right.
Out.
Because when you don't shoot, you know you can't score.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, you seen the boy do it before in the regular season. It's the thing about the playoffs. It's like prime example. Last 2 years ago when we played Brooklyn in the playoffs, they was killing it. He had a bad, horrible game. The fans in Brooklyn put posters out there looking for Ben Simmons, missing person. The next game in Brooklyn, he had like 35 points, something like that.
And that's what the people want to see.
But yo, just do it.
Nah, I get that. And look, I get that because look, again, it's about knowing what you sign up for, right? If you know you play, it's certain fans right now, certain fans from certain areas geographically are the worst fans to play in front of. People know this about sports. Philly is one of those fucking towns.
Because of people like Dave.
It's all good. People like Dave pay his money. Look, he got the fucking green on, the mean green for the Eagles already. Like, he is who he is. So you can't hate that. It is what it is. My thing is this, like, when people spend that money, bro, and people do all that shit, again, you gotta, like, know what you kind of, like, signing up for. Ben Simmons, I just feel like, from what I've seen a lot of people, like, say, I done heard, like, different shit come out in the news. They saying, like, man lazy, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. In Philly, you got to be a killer. This is what I was going to say too. Let's rewind back to a Philly team like Aaron McKee, I believe, Eric Snow, people like that, right? Eric Snow looked like a very humble guy to me when he first got to Philly. By the time that nigga was in his 3rd year, 4th year, he was a killer. Right. He knew he had to turn into a killer at certain points in the game, especially when he knew what his team was equipped with and he knew his role on the team. I have a role to score. I'm one of the scorers on my team now. Besides Aaron McKee and whoever else.
And Philly, one of those cities, man, if you put your heart out there, they're going to love you to death.
Right.
AI, Hall of Fame, great player. AI would go out, buy 40 bottles on a Friday, stay out to 3 o'clock in the morning. The next day, he going out giving somebody 50 points, win. That night, do it all over again. The next day, do it all over again. Put his whole on the line. That was it. Like, it wasn't no half-assing for that man. That dude can go in any hood in Philly, white, black, Asian, and he got the love for the city. And if you do that, even if you a bum, like you said, Eric Snow, we know he was a half-ass. He was like
right.
He's an average player,
but he would step up when he needed to.
We just step up and just do your job, bro. That's all we ask for.
Some people are built for it. Some people aren't.
They're going to fold into pressure. And this is what I want to say. Just like some people, like Porter Rich said, some people signed up. They know what they signed up for. Fans also know what you signing up for. Because Your night could turn terrible behind some game that you did not pay to. I mean, you did not get paid to watch. You paid to watch a game. Things didn't go right. Next thing you know, you arguing with niggas. In his example, the person that walked by him that said what they said, maybe they felt a different way about the game, whatever. Now, Dave, took the right route. He kept it pushing, but stayed alert. But that scenario could have went beyond left. Yeah. And he could have put his hands on Bull. Bull could have put hands on him. It could have been a shooting. And
it's Philly. It could have been a shooting. Like, that's why I said I had to pause. And I'm looking at the camera like, this bitch want to come back. Because if he came back, man, it was a lot of people out there. Still want that bad,
Right. Yeah,
but you don't know that.
Yeah, but
I don't think it would have want that bad.
Yeah. But people do a lot. So I want to go back to this Sons and Four guy.
Yeah.
Because the Sons and Four guy actually took it to a physical situation. Yes. Obviously he was attacked first and he went in. This dude's name is Nick McKellar. And he gave the bull the beats. He was uppercutting. He was doing what he was doing.
And told his man, like, you want something? Like, he offered his man something. He offered the bull homie something.
And he was on the road. I don't know if he lived in Denver, but the game was in Denver.
Right.
And he was up top. He had some cheap seats.
Yeah, I think he probably did live there.
Shit go left.
Right.
The way the bull ran off after he got his shit, I thought he about to go to the car and get a strap.
Right.
Because that's how he ran off. He's like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Listen,
you never want this situation where you're such a fan of something that really don't involve you, is there for your entertainment, to go to the point where you're in a physical fight over it or getting locked up or whatever the case may be. And then the dude, Sons and Four, they're calling him Sons and Four guy. Right. And the Sons and Four guy now has a legitimate t-shirt deal with Barstool Sports, where he's making money. They're making money off of a t-shirt. He's got some other stuff going on. And I even saw that a toy maker made a Sons and Four action figure of him with the four up like this. It's an actual action figure.
That's Phoenix. Imagine it was that's a big market, but imagine like New York. His deal probably crazy.
We need to get him to holler at my man Dave, so we can get the crumb bum joints. It's a bunch of crumb bums all over It's a bunch of crumb bums from all over. So I think it's perfect to get your shit rolling.
Now, see, this is the difference. If when dude walked by you and he said what he said, if you'd have stole on him, they'd have probably got you you messed up. They was going to get you an action figure, because an action figure got to be about that action. They'd have locked
my black ass up.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Probably would have lost my job, all types of shit.
You play smart.
That's real, because like in this dude's situation, they did say, this is self-defense. This dude's on
he got the complexion for the protection.
That's a fact.
About that.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact. So he's on he's doing different news media outlet stuff. Like I said, they've got the action figure, and the actual action figure was on auction. Last time I saw it, it was over $6,000. People were auctioning. Like, people were like, fuck, man, I had $2,500 for that joint. Like, people really want the action figure.
It's crazy.
For that ball.
And it all came from just that adrenaline. Just that adrenaline running in that moment. Them niggas was saying something to him. His adrenaline was running from his team doing what they do. And he feeling like he could win too. He like, come on.
But just imagine being in an arena, right? Any arena. And you just feel like, it's like you're in the game. When I see people, fans watching these basketball games, it's like they're in the game. They're so invested in the team and the players. And it reminds me of that one scenario that happened back in the day with the one player from Queens. He changed his name.
Oh, Better World.
Yeah.
Mileage at the Palace.
Yeah, remember when he got into that altercation with the fan?
Got crazy.
When it got crazy, like the fan literally threw a cup, boop, and hit him. And that nigga got up so fat. They
had the right one that day. That dude doesn't play with.
Yeah, but it's just like, that's how invested people are. Like, first of all, the teams are damn near about to fight. So they trying to piece that up. Then you got a fan saying some nonsense. Like, fans are so crazy. They'll do anything.
The crazy part is you remind me of the time when me and my son went to an Eagles game. My son, we Giants fans. We at the Eagles game. We trying our chin.
You already know what time it is.
I know. I told my son, don't wear the fucking jersey. I told him, shout to my son, Richard Nunez Jr. I love you, boy. I told my son, I said, don't wear the fucking jersey. We're not being tough guys tonight. We just want to go watch the game and chill. My son like, Dad, it's my jersey. I wore this Odell. Like, we repping. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, Fuck, I gotta let my guy rep. Fuck it. We go out. The guys behind us, listen, the whole time I'm thinking this shit because they playing with my son. It's adults and they white boys. And they drinking and shit. And they saying shit. They starting to say shit like, and I'm hearing them say indirect shit like, yeah, this fucking blue here. And I'm turning around smirking at them like, yeah, I'm just turning around like, good one. You know, I'm looking at my son's smiling. I'm like, this shit ain't funny. I'm looking at him for
He about to
like,
snap.
like, boy, this shit could get
I
out.
was like my boy Dre, he a Giants fan, and he's a big motherfucker. So he like, yo, I'm going to wear my shit.
Yeah.
He went to an Eagles game one year with that shit on, and somebody hit him in the back of his head. He looked and turned around. He was sitting down, so he stood up, and the white boy was like, sit right the fuck down.
I'm surprised he ain't put paws on him. Me knowing him.
But he a Biomatic dude.
You know what I mean? But
Dre
in that,
Biomatic.
but not in that.
He just had to show him, like, listen, you throw something else, nigga.
Like, I know you got that liquor in you, but yeah.
You gonna
gotta
be
think
flying
about
in the
this shit.
motherfucking field, nigga.
Yeah, that's crazy. So when, you know, in those situations, you know what I'm saying, you walking into the middle of the target, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people still shouldn't use that situation to abuse it. Because what's funny with me is I'm a combat sports person. So I watch all that type of stuff, and it's funny for me to see people physically fighting behind sports that don't involve fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one thing if we out watching UFC, is fighting is already what it is. A lot of the people in the audience are also fighters or trained to even understand what's going on in there. But for people to be bouncing and dunking basketballs and then niggas start fighting afterwards, it's so crazy to me. So Keybomb Moms, who's behind the computer right now, sent me somebody got popcorn thrown on them recently or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Who was that got the
Westbrook. That was in Philly.
Oh, so all right. So he got popcorn. Somehow, how is he going to get up there? Like he
was going to get up there. He was supposed to be hurt. So how do you? It took like 5 dudes to get him, hold him down. So how you hurt?
And who did they try to spit on recently?
That was in New York.
Who was that? They tried to spit on. Was that Trey Young?
Trey Young.
And that was crazy because
the 50 Cent was right there.
So shout out, shout out to Cuban, because I think that's Cuban Link, who's from Camden, New Jersey, 50 girl. That spit went like right over her shoulder, like where she like, you know, hit the matrix on it. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that though, because I understand passion.
Yeah, that's next level.
I understand
I'm not a fan of
passion.
that, man.
I understand your passion and you addressing the game, because that's all you was addressing was the game, the players. You had a poor night. We don't want you anymore. You know, you was addressing the game. It was cool. I didn't see any harm in it. But now we're talking about that type of fan, a fan that feels that he can spit on a player, a fan that feels that he can throw soda or any type of fucking chemical on another human being,
tripping,
because you feel as though they not doing what you wanted them to do, or what I just feel like taking it to that level is that's disrespect. You know, people human. You know, you got, again, as far as like I said, because it's a thin line between like the shit Chelsea was saying. I understand that too, but you got to understand what you're dealing with, what business you're in, and kind of like some of the stuff that it does come with that you will have to take.
Right, because one thing they didn't sign up for at all is you sign up for the ridicule, but you ain't sign up for the spit or
exactly.
That's assault.
And the crazy thing about, you talk to a lot of people like played in the league years ago. They said that's nothing. Like that shit happens, but it's more cameras now. They catching everything,
and
so you can't
before
do that.
It used to. That's what happened with the that one situation.
Yeah, and I'm talking before that. Like they was like, man.
Yeah, because
they said you go to Boston. Everything goes up there, man. Listen, you already know you're gonna be called a bunch of niggas, all types of shit.
Oh wow.
And that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous because I'm me personally, I'm a person that like deals with like respect wherever you are. Right? Respect wherever you are, because you never know when you gonna be like them Boston people, they gonna be somewhere someday. You gonna be somewhere someday. And I know you're not taking that energy with you nowhere. I know you're not taking that energy with you everywhere you go. I know you're not calling people niggas when you leave out of Boston. So to do that while you home and then don't do it somewhere else, you a pussy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You a coward.
And most of the time, the people that be in the fans, that be in the stands, that be expecting these people, oh, do this, do that, making all these magic, like, bro, you get up. Let me see you do something like that.
Anything.
Right.
Let me see you do anything.
Like
That nigga can't do a push-up now.
And they be complaining about everything. I'm like, get out of here, bro.
I can barely get 20 of it.
No, but that's because he gonna tell you his job is to dunk that ball. My job is to drink this fucking beer, and I'm doing that perfectly well.
Look, the ridicule and all that shit is cool, because the ridicule is like the flip side to the praise. You do good, you get praised.
Right.
You fuck up, you get ridiculed. You get the shit talking. It's the flip side to it.
Right.
But as human, nobody don't deserve if they have a bad day at work to be spit on, to be like disrespected, to be hit with something. You know, so I think motherfuckers like need to like pipe down. This for any fan anywhere all over the globe. I think we need to like be respectful. And again, remember that we dealing with other people, human, got family, got jobs, just like you.
And they want to fight too. Because so let's say Ben Simmons issues a challenge, and he would like to fight you, Dave. Bare knuckle, no money involved, in the back of this studio, in the parking lot, and he would like to rumble you. Are you open to this rumble, honestly?
To a millionaire? Absolutely.
No. There's no, listen, you got to sign the waiver. There's no money.
No money involved.
No money involved. Ben just want to test his reach.
Not if he still
I don't think it's been about that life. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro.
And if you still got him playing in Philly, I don't think you want to hurt him. So you ain't gonna fight him anyway because you're gonna need him.
I don't think he's gonna be. I think he's out of here.
That's not what he asked you. He said, would you fight him, though?
Like somebody asked me, like, yo, you did the party.
He said, would you fight him, though?
Would I fight him? Yeah, I'll fight him. Shit. I ain't gonna work for the
I ain't gonna hold you. The energy we seen Dave with and the whole world
if
see
I get my ass
with,
beat, I'll just be right for getting my ass beat. It is what it is.
I believe
but
that.
I'm not gonna go out there and fight an athlete. That's not what I'm doing. But you said if it's a challenge,
right?
We could challenge. But like I said, if he wasn't in Philly, I'll challenge. Yeah, hell yeah. But like, come on,
I mean, we've been in fights.
Been going, man.
We've been in fights in the club and shit like that happened. Was you a part of the icing fight when the birthday cake fell on the floor and it was like slippery upstairs and we was all brawling?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
And you can't get your traction.
Yo.
We try to break shit up. And like, as soon as I couldn't get my traction, like, security.
No, it was crazy, bro. They was throwing bottles, everything. That shit was nuts or whatever like that. But also in the nightlife situations, we've seen situations where fans are crazy or demanding of, singers, rappers, things like that as well, and might feel as though they put so much time into listening to this person that they deserve this FaceTime or anything. Dave, have you, or do you want to share any stories that you've seen in the club? Because I know you've done plenty of promotions with celebrities and shit like that we've brought through.
There's a couple, but like the craziest things I can actually think of, or we had, what's the guy, the bald-headed boy? What's his boy?
You said the bald-headed boy. Me, nigga.
Millions of us.
Boris Kojo.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had him, and it was this group of girls that was trying to take pictures of him. I think it was a grand opening night. Something like run like the first week. So we had him come through, and his security, like, we can't have too many people up here in the section. So it was a chick that was like, I want to get up there. I want to see him. I said, well, he's not. You could probably take some pictures. We can do pictures later on, but not right now. I got to talk to his personal people, and we can go from there. Shorty bought 3 bottles. It was like, I want to buy 3 bottles. I want to take it to him. I'm thinking like, all right, well, it might have bought like $300. Like, so I had to go to the boy.
I
had to go to the listen, can Shorty get some pictures, man?
Because I'm going to tell you one thing.
She wasn't no bad looker.
No,
she was
I'm going to interject. Dave is going to sell you some motherfucking bottles, and we're going to get to that because he almost got me in some bullshit. Continue. So
I was able to talk to those people there, and it was a group of bad joints. So they was up there. They got the pictures and everything like that. So the jury's like, so did you give him the bottle? I said, baby, I don't think he drinking right now. He up there, so after he leave, he gonna leave in like 20 minutes. You go up there and drink that shit yourself. So, and then it was a situation where recently I had a situation. We had Trey Songz. We had a situation booked at B-side before it became Roar, and we released the promo before everything was locked in, and we had it up there for about 40 minutes. And I had a chick call my phone, FaceTiming me, like, yo, I want to see Trey Songz. Can I get in the section? I'm like, yo, this is FaceTime.
Hold on.
So
wait.
he can pee on you?
Hold on, wait. That's kind of wild and probably true. But hold on.
It was told by one of the girls that was sleeping with him.
That's Shorty that go with academics now or something like that, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
But hold on. For the listeners at home, that can't see, when he mentioned FaceTime, he did this chest opening thing that says what? She pulled her titties out?
Yeah. So that she thought that I was gonna get her close access to Trey Songz. But thing about it was like, yo, the shit it's locked in, but you know how that shit goes.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was dead. Like the first hour after that, boy, like his people hit us up like, y'all gotta take it down. Ain't locking nothing in. I'm like, oh my god.
But how nutty? So you gotta imagine if the woman will call the promoter's phone, FaceTime, pull her titties out for the promoter. This is what some people really don't understand, the level of groupie that exists. When you see a rapper out and there's the whole entourage and a nigga could really be like, yeah, suck off a couple of my niggas and then I'll let you suck me off. You know what I'm saying? These chicks will really suck the homies off for an opportunity to sniff your nuts. Like, this is real because they sent the titties straight to
So I already know they sent the titties. I already know what's going to happen. That boy, he's about to have his way with her.
Yeah. Yeah, and he probably will, what you said, Chelsea? Piss on her?
I mean, that's what the girl said in the interview.
I mean, listen.
She said she took her phone, told her she couldn't leave the room. He told her to get in the tub. And then she said before she knew it, she was getting pissed on.
What'd she say? What'd she do?
That's what she said.
She
said afterwards, like,
are you surprised that was a request?
She said she didn't realize what was happening until it happened. And then when it happened, she just was like, okay, whatever. If it was a broke nigga, she probably would have been like,
Yes. And
my thing, broke or paid, if you cool with being pissed on, you cool with being pissed on, period. Whether it's a broke nigga or a paid nigga, you either cool with being pissed on or you not. It ain't it ain't really no I don't know, because that's where like the shit get fucked up at and shit comes out, oh, it was rape, what was this? No, it's like simple and plain. It's women out here that would allow a man to piss on them for certain shit. Yeah. Period.
But that's what she said.
She was getting shit.
Yeah.
But she
I
was
think
getting,
just
she was
because
getting
it was
a night
Trey
with Trey
Songz, she
Songz.
let it go happen.
But that's all most people want from like a lot of these people who we supposedly so quote unquote celebrate.
Yeah, I think in that situation it was more like when you think about the crazy fans or the groupies, it's like they want any experience they could have with them, even if it's a experience like that. Even if it's like, I got pissed on, just to be able to say it, because obviously they went right to one of the biggest interview things you could go on. I believe it was like No Jumper, and told that story to the world. So in a sense, they're proud.
Hold on. Is that who we talking about though? Not to cut you off. Is that who we talking about, the two girls that did the No Jumper shit? I forget her fucking name.
If any of my friends told me the biggest celebrities pissed on them, I would say I don't care. That's dirty.
But she didn't.
I don't care if it was Barack Obama.
That same girl
or Jay-Z.
Listen,
nobody's pissing on
Chelsea, I watched that same interview. That girl allows people to shit on her and all kinds of shit, man.
That was like, a chick. Is that the same joint from the Phoenix Suns?
I don't know, but
it's a chick.
They ran a train.
That's why they winning right now.
Hold on. But I thought all the niggas that ran train was like the bench warmers.
It was some random, but she mentioned the ball, the light skin ball.
All I know, and don't get me wrong, because I'm not here to disrespect no women, right? I ain't into that, right? I got a mother, I got family, I love the lady, my female friends, the whole shit. But we gotta really like call spade a spade. It's the only way we're gonna get anywhere in this universe. We gotta call a spade a spade. Girls like that, it's like, look what could come out of it. And I know you just joking, talking shit, Chelsea, but in the real world, I want to talk about real shit. You said, just joking, like, oh, baby R. Kelly, just because we hear like some pissing shit. We know what R. Kelly did, which is some crazy shit. You got females like that'll go get with a guy because he's famous. They run around, they letting people shit on him, piss on him. Whatever the fuck you want me to do, I'm already low down dirty. It's some dirty shit, right? It's some dirty shit. Some guys might want to do some low down dirty shit. They into some weird freaky shit. But then we got to look at the flip side of it and call it what it is. You got some women that's into that same dirty shit, same filthy shit, and they fucking allow it. So it's like, let these people go on an island and be the filthy people that the fuck they
and
are.
Do what they want to do.
It's all consensual. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? We got to mind our business. We living in a crazy world with certain shit.
It's crazy though that he sounds like R. Kelly and actually pisses like him as well. Is what it seems like.
Pisses like him.
I mean,
he was his idol.
Yeah, that's really his idol. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen anything as far as crazy fan situations or groupie shit in your life?
Well, I took my mom to an R. Kelly concert.
No, mom? Shout out to mom.
I took my mom to one of the last R. Kelly concerts he had in Atlantic City. We got like 4th row. This is like 7 years ago. And it's not really crazy, but I literally seen women like pulling off their panties and their bras and like throwing them on stage. And I never saw that in person. And I've been to like a lot of shows. I stopped going to like rap shows because I think they're like just whack now. But I was like, I want to see R. Kelly. They were literally pulling off their panties, and this girl had a bra, like literally, like the titty cup was like this big, and he held it up, and it was like He's like, whose bra is this? And it's just like fucking hilarious. And then at the end of the show, there was all these like older women. They had to be like 40 and above. And
so they not getting
You know,
fucked.
that's not
No,
that's
but
not cup of tea, right?
when the show is over, like, you know, everything goes down, and he was still on the stage, like, kind of doing his last minute thing, and these women are screaming on the stage, like, you didn't perform this song, you didn't perform Backyard Party, and they are literally, like, cursing him out because they didn't hear their song, even though it was just, like, an hour and a half concert. And I was like, these women are, like, so angry. He's not gonna come out and do the whole set for you to hear one fucking
You want his
song.
whole catalog out there.
Come on, like stop it.
Yeah, they was about to fuck him up, but I hope they do know they stood no chance.
I can't imagine going to. What I do now since COVID, I go on YouTube and I watch concerts from back in the 80s and the 90s, and I still am so mind boggled at how Michael Jackson would get people to pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, when you watch the show, he would come out and he would stand like this.
right.
And it would be 10 minutes. 10 minutes of Michael Jackson like this. And they be crying.
Yeah, with your smoke and shit.
It would just smoke. And then you hear, boom.
No
Be like,
background
boom.
dances, no nothing,
And then
no pyrotechnics, no
Hey,
nothing.
yo, how they time the boom? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then he does boom. And then people passing out just from him moving his neck. I'm like, this motherfucker, I don't think anybody has as much power as Michael Jackson when it comes to the fans.
I think that,
That I've
honestly,
seen.
the next person that's probably not as powerful as Michael Jackson, but is kind of up there low
Chris
key.
Brown?
No, Travis fucking Scott.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo, if y'all ever, first of all, I think he's having another Astro World coming up in October.
You watch the documentary.
Yes, but he was in Made in America one year. I think the last Made in America I went to, actually, this guy, like, I don't understand, and he has like the youth right now. I mean, the adrenaline of these kids, like some of them be having to get dragged
And
out.
the drugs, I think.
That too. But then they be having to get dragged out, like, of these things. They're just so obsessed with Travis Scott, how they make them feel, everything.
Right.
He
creates an experience for them.
That's what it is. And
Yeah,
these,
I get it.
and we were like literally in this one section watching all of this score. I've never seen people jump in unison. Like in unison, like everything is just smoke. You see cups, you see everything just fine. I'm like, I could just imagine just being in the middle right there.
Mosh pit.
What's
I
the
would
song?
die.
What's the song you got with Drake?
The one that we
big
never,
joint?
the one
The
that
big-
we all wish to hear the rest of Drake's verse in the beginning or whatever. What is it called? Keep on moms. Sicko mode,
that's my
sicko mode,
shit.
sicko mode,
Nah,
sicko.
that's my shit, and that shit definitely just got an energy, bro. Like when it switch up, because there's a couple beats in there, they drop and switch up. Listen, that shit is crazy, and I can just imagine myself, because I know how passionate I am about music that I like, and I can imagine myself if I'm there live, because I never really like went to like a whole bunch of live concerts, you know what I'm saying? But I can imagine like people just going crazy over
Now
that.
imagine if they revealed the rest of that verse 5 years ago. 5 years from now, like how bananas that would be.
What?
If that joint came on and then Drizzy come out and finished that motherfucking verse. People would lose their motherfucking mind.
Yeah.
Because
Lose
the way
they
that
mind.
shit cut off, you know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be jumping off of fucking poles, and they already be climbing up the stairs.
Yeah, they be climbing
Yeah,
shit.
like people
They're
crazy.
I never really seen like a crazy fan experience, but I do want to take my time to shout out a smart fan. I want to shout out a smart fan, right? And this was we talking about fans today. Fans going wild all over the world. And I want to bring back, I think it was last year, right? They said it was at the Super Bowl, a fan who streaked. He had somebody be a decoy for the security.
I remember this.
So that he could streak successfully. And the whole time he betted
It's a prop bet.
with somebody
It was a prop
with
bet.
some type of betting system that there would be a streaker at the Super Bowl.
No, he didn't. I
And
didn't know
and
that.
remember
and
that.
the odds.
Now, did
And-
he get the money for that shit? though?
I mean, to my knowledge, I don't know for sure because I didn't go like investigate it. But to my knowledge, they had pictures.
Yeah, he did.
After he got out of like jail, or whatever. Because of course he got probably like a light charge. I seen pictures of the nigga like in like I think it was like box offices, like you know how like the box office seats look. And he was home. He was regular. I think he looked like he got paid. He looked
You know what,
happy
to
as-
set and orchestrate some shit like that, Now that's wilding with some form of a
What's the amount of money
purpose.
you got streak for?
Exactly.
What will be a price?
Streaking bread, bro, that's kind of wild, dog. Like you as a person can't be taken seriously after you running
Right.
around streaking and
But
shit
who
like
cares?
that.
I
For
just
20
felt-
million, I could do that
Oh
shit.
no. We talking millions of dollars, niggas. What?
I just felt like as a fanatic, right? Because he's obviously there rooting for a team. He obviously loves the sport and all that shit. But I just feel like this motherfucker was super witty
That's next level stuff.
and
right
be
there.
on some. And the reason I'm mentioning, because y'all know how I be on my hustle shit. I make a lot of music about making money. Like this is just what I like to do. So that's why that story's so fascinating to me, because he really sat down and plotted this shit and figured this shit out and said, I got it, and I'm gonna try it.
And did it.
And I'm gonna sacrifice and put up the money and risk, because them Super Bowl tickets ain't cheap. Know what I mean? So he definitely was like investing as well with that little.
That was the
hustle
best
he did.
moment of his
Smartest
life.
I
fan,
know it was.
one of the smartest fans from fan history, fan stories that I've ever heard.
Now, when we was doing like clubs and shit, I mean, it's been countless like stars and shit like that. So I'm gonna go to some of the stars that are lower, still legend or whatever like that. I remember, I think it was Jadakiss. And the Locks might have came through one of the spots that we did, and it wasn't Aura. You know, we used to do Jones somewhere else, and I remember them literally getting on a microphone and saying, "Any women that want to come home with, you know what I'm saying, with the Locks or whatever, come to the back right now." And I watched like regular people, mild-mannered women that seemed like they had some wits about themselves, drop their cups, everything, with no shame in front of everybody, and get into like a single file, or the best they could get single file line in front of everyone to go on this tour bus or whatever like that.
They had free food on the bus or something like that?
No,
Maybe they was trying to get
They
some
was
food,
going to
man.
eat dick, bro. That was about it. You feel what I'm saying? That was it. And it was real. It wasn't like they coded anything. It was like, yo, if y'all trying to leave out with the guys, report to the back right now. And they was just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. You just saw certain groups. Some groups would come together. And it's crazy how women, can transform, because it's mostly women that we see doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because men don't have a shot at Beyonce any goddamn way, no matter what you do. You can't throw your boxers up to Beyonce or nothing like that. But also, it was day 26 at Aura. You know what I'm saying? Or was that? No, that wasn't Aura.
It wasn't Aura. It was a spot down. It was Vault. The Vault.
Nah,
I think
it wasn't.
Wasn't the Vault?
So it wasn't even Vault. It was the first Dreams that turned into something
Oh,
else.
Rain.
Rain. So we had day 26 at Rain. Day 26 came out there. These are dudes on a reality show or whatever like that.
Right. Everybody loved them.
Yeah, and it was the finale night or whatever like that. So we had them in the club, and I watched women that I knew personally that was super like sophisticated, all of that type of shit. And it's almost like they watched other women wilding and then was just like, can I wild out too? And started bugging.
Once that Hennessy hits you, that's back in the days of the Incredible Hulk. So,
Nigga, these dudes was up on couches looking scared. They didn't even look like they wanted to be there. They were against the wall on the couch like this, and the girls was like fucking Michael Jackson zombies, like reaching out to them, where we was like having to stiff arm them and like hold them back. So it was a whole bunch of people from our staff that was all in there basically like trying to fight these women off. So then at the end of the night, they were supposed to leave at like 2:00 in the morning. So around 1:00, we announced that they left.
Right.
But they really didn't. We hid them in like the kitchen or something downstairs. Or no, the party was on the second floor.
it was 2 floors.
Yeah, we
So
put them
they
downstairs.
had to get out of the building. So we had to tell them they left already.
Right. So we put them downstairs, but this was the thing. They also said, go around the club and find the baddest chicks in the club and tell them, day 26 is still here. You could come downstairs. Your friends can't. But you can't tell them nothing. You coming downstairs or not? So basically went around, collected probably like 20 bad Jones. They made whatever excuse, dipped out on their girlfriends. They're all waiting. There is a
That's
whole
wild.
secret party downstairs.
And the kitchen is a back door right from the kitchen with the order days. So
it's a lot of secrets out here, man.
Yeah, so we had like our own little party down there or whatever like that. And what was crazy on that joint was, I was one of the party promoters. I always used to have like a new joint on my arm or whatever like that. So, all right, Wally, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm like, I gotta bring something through to this joint. So I asked this shorty, yo, come with me, whatever like that. She was like, yo, Dev, I gotta work, whatever. All right, ain't nothing I could do. She said, I can't make it, sorry, boom. So I end up calling somebody else, you know what I mean? So after I set that up for her to come through with me, the other girl called me back. Dev, I got off. I want to come. I want to slide through. Nah, ain't nothing I could do for you or whatever. So now I got to show up to this party. The line used to be crazy. The line was crazy outside. So now I got to walk by shorty with, like she's in the line and all her friends. And I got to walk by, skip the line with the other John that I walked in with. So when they had the party downstairs on some surprise tip, she made the cut, obviously, because she was dumb bad. Right. And I remember her with the bull Willie, the main nigga from the joint. I remember Willie had her bent over, right? She grinding on Willie. And she just staring me in the eyes, throwing the dumps back at him, just looking at me like, fuck you, nigga. I got Willie anyway. Because I knew she was a big fan of the bull Willie. Okay. Yeah, so she ended up fucking the bull Willie.
That's funny as hell. She gonna look at you like that with the killer look.
With the rage in the eyes, like,
I thought I was gonna see a club, and this on some different shit. I thought I was gonna see a crazy fan brawl one time, and I was so surprised that it didn't. And this was at D Place. I opened up for Styles P, and this is the first time I ever seen somebody just so, you talk about like straight up raunchy hood. Like he was like, how he opened up the show? He was like, yo, put a hand in the air if you fuck with the Locks, you fuck with Styles P, some shit like that. And because I just opened up and I'm tuning in now, and then I see a lot of hands go up because everybody was there to fuck with him. And then as soon as it came down, he was like, if you ain't put your hand up, suck my dick. I was like, whoa. I was like, where the fuck is
That's a bomb drop right there.
I was like, yo, no, listen. This was the raw Styles because I still follow Styles now. Shout out to the Ghost. And he's selling beautiful shit for the community, juices, food, medicine, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, he on his wheatgrass shit now.
Yeah, follow Pharmacy for Life because we fuck with them and I fuck with Styles P, the whole Locks. But that night, he's shocked that he fucking surprised me. And I know, like, it's, we got Camden around, we got different shit around, even though it be just a bunch of South Jersey people in there attending these events, I just swore it was gonna go down. Like, hold up, somebody about to motherfucker go crazy, throw something or something, and I'd have heard about Styles P and the Locks and them fighting in different events, because if that's how he was running around opening up, then I could see some shit like jumping off, and I was like, wow, I was surprised.
Niggas like, yo, I bought a ticket for this, I just ain't want to put my hand up. Now, now you telling me suck a dick.
Absolutely. Listen, at that same night, I think it was High Millions, because High Millions, shout to Millions. Millions, he got his relationships and know a bunch of people in the game. And I think it was Millions that came up to me like, yo, come on, we gonna go over there, like when he come down, we gonna take the tape over there and get, just show him, talk, some love, get some love. And I was like, nah, I was like, I'm cool. I'll catch niggas at another time. And it just was like, I just felt like he's not off that energy tonight. He's not off the meeting people energy tonight.
Yeah. He said suck his dick.
Yeah, wow.
Y'all want to see some funny ass shit? Yeah. Go and watch the Puff Puff Pass Tour DVD. I don't know, it's from like 90-something. It's Snoop Dogg, it's Redman, Method Man, and they literally record all the behind the scenes, and they show all the naked women. They show all the smoking weed. They just picking up women. That shit is hilarious.
I think you showed me a clip. It's called Puff Puff Pass Tour. Wow. I think you showed me a clip one time.
I'm going to take a picture of the DVD and post it on my
YouTube is
gram.
awesome. You see anything on YouTube, man.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, we got to get the fans to watch that.
And you know what's the beauty about that now? That we all get to actually see that, like, we human, bro. It's a lot of crazy shit in life, like the shit we just spoke about earlier. People being pissed on. Some people want to be pissed on. Some people want to piss on people. It's just a lot of, I'm saying that for real because it's like a lot of crazy shit, right? That's going on in the world that's new. And like, I think because we live like a certain way, we come from a certain way the world was, it's like we find everything to be like, and don't get me wrong, some shit is not your cup of tea. It's not your lifestyle. But it's not necessarily the other shit, the wrong shit, and the shit we not supposed to.
Listen,
really
don't doogie on nobody, please.
They're gonna do it anyway.
But just don't.
They're gonna do it.
Somebody tried to shit on somebody this week, and this person has a crazy fan base. We talking about crazy fan base. The Beehive is real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think that Beyonce is the greatest entertainer of all time, or even above Michael Jackson. Hate me, shoot at me through the fucking cameras and all that type of shit. But I still don't consider myself a Beehive person. But Trick Daddy said that Beyonce can't sing.
What?
Yeah, he said Beyonce can't sing, and he said that Jay-Z's nobody's top rapper, and he's not on nobody's top.
He done slip and slid for
attention, man.
Yeah, he need to relax. He's definitely clout chasing, because how can you, in your right mind,
you already know what's gonna happen with the Beehive
for that, but to say that Beyonce can't sing,
and said she don't write music, and she does.
Money.
And Jay-Z is definitely on the top of a lot of people's list.
Jay-Z is number one on 50% of people's list.
If you Google the top, which I do it all the time, you Google the top 10 rappers, it's usually Biggie, Jay-Z, in no order. It's usually always Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas,
Tupac,
Eminem,
Snoop,
Dre. Like, those are your top 7 people who are always there. Mm-hmm. And for Trick Daddy to say that, it's just like,
man,
you don't think because you didn't get the love from Florida.
They said I guess he got a restaurant in Miami or something like that. They said that the reviews, the Beehive went in on them Jones.
I bet he done fuck. I know he mad now because he be trying to promote the restaurant and Trick. Like, come on, we fuck with you, black-owned business. You doing your thing out there, seafood, but now you done went, slid, bust your head, and you're saying dumb shit.
Records.
Yeah, like, come on,
you're speaking shit about the biggest entertainers in the game that have longevity.
You slipped and slid in the wrong shit.
But also, if you're an entertainer and you Trick Daddy, and Trick Daddy is a legend. He's a legend.
Definitely Miami.
Right. So imagine you a performer. You know what you do and what Jay-Z do is not the same thing.
Nope.
Hey.
Jay-Z, I've been to like 3 or 4 Jay-Z concerts, right? Jay-Z is like perfect on the mic. Mm-hmm. He don't miss a word. This nigga, they'll drop the beat out in ways they didn't before just so you could hear the crisp clarity. Jay-Z's performance, he looks out in the crowd and remembers things that people did, and at the end of the night, he'll just have a beat playing and be like, yo, where's Shorty with the green hair, whatever, and then that person, this is me. I saw what you was doing earlier. Where you sign at? Where you? Then they pull the sign. He could remember everything. This dude is a hip-hop rap computer. You feel what I'm saying? The records, so many people. He said that one of the things he said was New York wanted to stay to Mecca, and that because they wanted to stay to Mecca, that they just
chose Jay-Z.
Just threw Jay-Z and put him in Biggie's position. Bro, none of that is true. He also said Jay-Z was not known until Big Pimpin'. The nigga already had like Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
But like what?
He's like, oh, that's a down south.
He also had Can I Get a What? Like, come on,
he already had a lot of radio stuff.
I seen somebody on the internet, like a comment, right? And it wasn't even about this. It was about like some Kanye shit, but the comment fits for this too. And the person was just saying that he didn't understand how like people with less accolades, people who have done less than other people and not as great as other people can like speak and criticize some of our great people and
Dave Fortune
and some of our legendary people. Well, that's a sport. It's a different thing.
I got
you can stink it up, and he stunk it up.
I was speaking for the people that day, dog. Come on, man. Everybody saw it. Shaq said he was going Rumble Bowl.
No.
You might be
that's
the
a fact.
reason. Listen, you might be the reason. Right? My bad. I didn't hit you. You might be the reason that Ben Simmons might could bounce back and go to fuck crazy. And either whether he's in Philly on another team and go back to his killer status and remain there.
He's going to remember that voice.
You went viral.
Crumb.
You went, yeah. And not only that, you went viral, bro, off of your passion, though. Off of because you expected the nigga to ball hard and be a killer. So it's not nothing like really like wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But back to this nigga. He talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce. He fucking tripping. He need to. He got to take that.
Yeah, you can't
else.
do that. You can't talk about nobody like Jay-Z when his catalog is what it is. And then don't get me wrong, Trick. You got a cool joint or 2, 3 joints. I don't know. I'm not a Trick Daddy fan. Just being honest. I like what he doing in Miami. I like anybody that's OG, whatever, young G.
Doing
You
stuff for
standing
the
up for your
community.
community. You trying to do positive shit, and you spreading that energy to those around you. I'm all
Why
for
would
that.
he do this at this age, at this point in his
He
career?
looking for attention.
Like,
I
what
think
the
it's
fuck is the point?
Is he
But,
on
but-
a reality TV show or something like
He
that?
was on Love and Hip Hop.
He smoke butter too, don't he? I mean, come on.
Butter?
Nah. They said he do it. He liked to like
What's
the Laces
butter?
Chiba. They said he liked the Laces
What's
Chiba.
butter?
Crack.
He said it. I think he said it.
Crack cocaine.
I didn't know that.
So, you know, if you're smoking crack cocaine, maybe you will think that Beyonce. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
And you can. And my thing is like you'll probably have some people, fans of Trick Daddy, fans of whatever, that might see this and say, "Oh, they can't say that." But Trick, you can't make comments like that about, you know, people that's great, that's been great.
Is Trick
within our
Daddy much
culture.
older than Jay-Z? Because I know
Very much.
sometimes there's an age gap where like even my older friends, they'll be like, "Oh, Drake sucks. Oh, he's not good." And I'm like, maybe you just don't understand because you're stuck in your generation.
This is
thinking
the
that
crazy
your
part.
generation is good.
Jay-Z bloomed so late that a lot of people are actually around the set. Like you,
Yeah,
like,
they're older.
Like no, you'll find out that Jay-Z is the same age around as some of those legendary people because they started off like, let's say if it's somebody like LL Cool J, he got on, he was like 16, where Jay didn't get on until he was like 27. So a lot of them are actually closer in the age range, but he might just be a hater, Chelsea.
Listen,
And hold on, this other thing is real important. When people say stuff like, the only reason why Jay-Z is in this position is because Biggie died, or Beyonce would never be Beyonce if Aaliyah didn't die. All of that stuff is nonsense. People are going to still be who they are. They're not just filling the void of somebody. When people put up those memes and it says like, it'll be like Tupac and Biggie, if these two was alive, there wouldn't be no NBA Youngboy. Yes, there would. There's still Nas. There's still rappers from that time that was true lyricists. That don't have nothing to do with it. The two would exist at the same time. There was a Humpty Hump at the same time that there was a Nas. That there was, you know what I'm saying? So for people to believe that Aaliyah and Beyonce existed at the same time. Niggas act like Beyonce didn't already have like,
she was
I'm a survivor, big ass records.
Jay-Z was just so influential and he knew it. He knew that he could change so much shit that he started tricking people. Because he came out with songs and told us that 20 was the new 30 was the new 20, 40 is the new 30.
He made niggas put their rims away.
He made niggas take buttons off,
jerseys
off.
off.
He told them when to put jerseys on.
He told him when to put buttons. He said, don't wear. What he say? He said, I'm 30 plus. Give me a fresh pair of jeans, nigga, button up.
And let's be honest, since 444, let's be honest, like he's came out, and you still got a couple people that'll do it just because they want to like show that I don't follow Jay-Z. I still got my money phone, but a lot of money phones have died. You know, since he's talked about it. We don't talk on the money phone. You know, it's a disconnect.
Dad got his money phone right there.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, and I mention all that because we talking about influence. And the only way you can have influence on a culture like that is when you're respected. Is when you're respected from like things you've done, your accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like, come on, man. No, and I ain't even just going in particular with this situation with Trick, but just anybody. If you haven't done what and don't get me wrong, we could I get it. We want to be criticized some shit. We got opinions on certain shit. That's cool. But be fair and be respectable in that shit, because when you speaking about great motherfuckers and you ain't do shit, you really look like a fool. Especially when you talking crazy about some motherfuckers who got some accomplishments and some wild accolades and you ain't did shit. Now, an opinion is cool. But when you really like just going crazy and trying to tear a nigga down and you ain't did nothing, nigga, like, come on, man. You need to like put some energy into your fucking self and get out here and help make this world a better place and stop worrying about the fucking next man.
Jay-Z is probably the best rapper of all time if he's not as Drake. And with that being said, because I know Wally will probably
I'm Hov.
Listen. With that being said, for myself, for Waleska D, for Puerto Rich, and for the super crazy wild ass fan, the crumb bum caller,
get him the fuck out of
here! Dave Fortune, Chelsea Lee, get us the fuck up out of here.
Hey.
Bitch, I'm still connected to the blues. No Bluetooth. In and out the trap, no cap. I knew you. You've been trying to play with my emotions, no rule. You know, changing different colors, we live fresh up by the freezer. Hey, it's no readers, ain't no guarantee. So I get another bag for the bag. I ain't blue though, bitch, I'm still connected to the blues. No blue. Hey, 13 on it, put a nigga on stilts. Imagine that, you round making blue. You feel like you will, yeah. New house, nigga, we came fresh up by the field. No deal, if you know we down, you know when it's real, yeah. I need Lamborghini, all black, no bell shit. Brody beat the charge and brought a charger, no bell shit. And I'm still down with all the niggas I fell with. Teacher used to fail shit, we breaking mail shit. I need to get another bag for the bag. I ain't blue through, bitch, I'm still connected to the blues. No Bluetooth, in and out the trap, no cap. I knew you, you been trying to play with my emotions.